YouTube, what's happening? It is Tuesday, July 1st, and it is a brand new month, and we're still talking baseball. We have 15 games on the slate today that you see for you. We're going to break these games down, look at the spreadsheet, look at the props, see if we can find some value out there so we can try to make a profit. Look at yesterday's plays, because we always do that. We recap them around here. We took these plays yesterday. It was a short day. There was only 8 games, but I did take a handful of games, and you can see Philly first 5 money spread, I guess you call it, hit easily. Philly crushed. Springer did not get a hit, and he also got subbed out. So hey, what can you do? Crochet looked amazing. Burns did not. Burns, welcome to the majors, buddy. It took the second game to get your ass kicked. It wasn't pretty. I think he went what, 0.1 or whatever it was. It was ridiculous. Baltimore won, and Walker covered for us as well. He gave up like 8 hits. So that is a 4 wins, 2 loss day. That is profit. I don't care how much it is. Profit is profit. If you're green, that means you're not red. That means we good. We good there. So we take those. If you want the plays typed out for every single sport, I do, or access to the spreadsheet so you can do your own research, check out the HQ. Simple as that. So enough of that. We have our 15 games. We're not going to waste any more time. Let's jump to the first one right now. All right, before we jump to the first game, I know some of you want to see the weather. I got you. Here we go. Toronto. Oh, can't see Toronto. Toronto, dome, nothing for us. Philly, potentially some rain again. Wind blowing 10 miles an hour. You see it. Nasty day in Philly. Pittsburgh, nothing really to worry about. Miami, Washington, disgusting. I'd be surprised they didn't play this game, to be honest. Tampa, we're used to it. Nothing new. New York, same situation. There's a good chance we might have some rain delays, even some potential scheduling changes just based on the rain today. You can see some. I'm just going to roll through all these kind of slowly so you can see them. Everybody in the East Coast has a little bit of rain. Chicago and Colorado blowing out 10 might be something worth note, but dome, and then blowing out for Dodgers. So mainly rain is our biggest issue. No crazy amount of winds, just a lot of potentially scheduling. The reason why rain is such a big deal, because if you have a starter pitcher, say you take somebody for strikeout prop, and all of a sudden 3 innings in, they have a rain delay for 2 hours, your pitcher's done. And guess what? That's a loss. The books ain't going to comp you back. They're not going to give you a void. They ain't going to do that. The books don't care. They want your money. So you got to be cautious about some of these plays. So that's the weather. Let's go ahead and jump over to the first game. First game is going to be, it's actually at 3 Eastern. I love this. Is that right? 3:07 Eastern. It's New York and Toronto. Good stuff. So do we have a second game, or is this? No, this is just the only game. It's just an early game. I'll take that for Tuesday. Good deal. We like that. So let's go over to the spreadsheet. We have our numbers sitting here. We can see how everything looks. 5-5, 6-4 Toronto. Toronto won the game yesterday, obviously. We can see pretty even numbers on the bats. Nothing really stands out. Both top 5 in walks. The main thing that stands out, 1v29 on strikeouts, which doesn't matter in a head-to-head matchup, really. It's more so for the pitching strikeout category that we look at when we do props. So, yeah, we might be taking a Toronto strikeout prop. Just saying. Let's go look at the pitchers. So this is Outlier. Link in the pinned comment. Click it, sign, get you a whole week, all free. And we need to change this. Yep, load it up. Pitchers, and then we go boop, and we see we got Gossman going against Max Fried Fried Chicken. Man, and we see Gossman strikeouts. His earned runs has not been good. But that's the only thing that scares me. That scared me just a little bit. Because I'm pretty sure he can get the strikeouts. And then we'll look at Max Fried. We're not taking his strikeouts because Toronto, you saw, is #1 in strikeouts. Not a chance in hell. So how are you at strikeouts? That's my main thing. Your numbers at 6.5. They already got you ballooned up because they know the Yankees are not good strikeouts. But then you're not good either. 5.8. Even if your number was 5.5, I don't like it. And then I'm worried you might just give up a shit ton of runs too. You gave up nothing to Cleveland. I get you. But 3.34, and then Arizona 7. That is a 3.4 average in the last 5 games, buddy. That ain't good enough. That is terrible. That is bad. Let's go look at the matchup. Gulsman versus Yankees. Historically, Goldie has a 5.38 average in 13 at-bats with 1 home run, 1 ribby, and a 1.4. So, yeah, he does pretty good. Stanton has 22 at-bats with a 3.18 with 2 homers and a 1.0 with a 4 ribbies. And then some of you suck. But so Judge does have 3 home runs and 29 at-bats against him. So, but they face each other a lot. There's division rivals. So come on. Our division opponents. Are they really rivals? No, they're opponents. So a couple dudes break. Let's go. Yankees versus righties. There you go. Toronto versus lefties. Here you go. And then Max versus Toronto. They have no home runs and only 2 RBIs, and that's just from Vladdy getting 2. Vladdy kind of stinks against them too. Wow, 182. Really, Toronto kind of stinks against backs, and Yankees kind of rake somewhat against Gossman. I don't like the strikeouts either way. I don't like that. Early game, I want to put a bet on this to bet it. I have swore off Yankee money line for the next few days just because I'm just kind of healing from the losses they have given me. Them, Milwaukee. Milwaukee has cost me multiple parlays now. Just them, no one else. Dodgers a little bit, so yeah, little burned. I don't want to take money line for road teams really. Don't like doing that either. So what do I want to do? So do I think Goldschmidt's going to give up runs? Yes, yes. I think the Yankees are going to get some runs on him. So how is he doing head-to-head wise? Oh my God. This is his last 5 games against the Yankees, including this season. This season, he gave up 6 in a game. 6-4. He's giving up a 4.6 average. Oh my God. Well, all right, we're taking this. We're going to take Osman to give up at least 2.5 runs. That way, I'm not directly taking the Yankees. I feel a little bit better about it, but I can just fade him too. So that's what we're going to get. We're going to do here. We got to do this. We got to see it through. Got to see it through, my boy. So GAUSMAN over 2.5 earned runs, because even if he, gets in a pickle and they pull him with the bases loaded, they give up runs, it's still his runs. So I'm okay with that. How are you at hits? I'm kind of curious too. You're all right. Yeah, sometimes you're good, sometimes you're bad. Your earned runs is the history that we need to worry. Yeah, that's a tasty looking number right there. So yeah, 4.6. Do that for me again, buddy. Do that again. So give me this Goldschmidt over 2.5 earned runs next. All right, moving on to game number 2. First night game actually is going to be San Diego and Philadelphia. Currently, we got Phillies 160 with an 8.5 total. We come over here to the spreadsheet. We see the numbers, and both teams are not doing too great. Phillies average, they're in that yellow range. As long as you're yellow, it means you're doing what you're supposed to do. You're average. If you're in the red, you're below. Green, you're above. It's simple stuff around here. So San Diego, even though they're red, they're not that far. Well, they're almost a full run behind. The hits are pretty close. This is a very close matchup, even though a little bit of red speckled in there. So both 5-5. Nothing impressive here. 3 versus 19 on strikeouts. That's the main things we look at. Let's go look at the pitchers. Who's going out there in this one today? We load up Padres and Phillies. We see Pivetta versus Sanchez is our matchup, and there's nothing in the last 5 that makes us look at anything. Sanchez has not been giving up hits, so he's been pretty nasty with the hits. Going up against San Diego, who's 23rd in hits. Under hits might be a play. I haven't taken under hit prop in a while. I used to take over hits allowed, but hey, if he's been, see, he's so close. He's a 5 average. When I say we want a cushion, like say his average was a 6.5 and his number's 5.5, we would take that for an over. I want the reverse too. I want a full cushion. So I would want an average of 4.5 versus his 5.5 line. Does that make sense? If you have questions, put them in the comments. How my method works. I plan on making a video. I plan on making a few videos about how I do things. In 2 weeks, when we have our All-Star break for baseball, where it's kind of slow, I'm gonna put some special videos out on how I do things and how my bankroll method works, how my betting strategy works. That way people can understand. I get questions all the time, so put them down there. No such thing as a dumb question, usually. So, but under, see, I don't like this. That's not a good average, so we don't want to take that. What about Pivetta? What you been up to, buddy? Earned runs? Let's look at both your earned runs since we got them open. Sanchez earned runs 1.5. 1.5, really? Your average is 1.4 on a 1.5. That's yeah. If it was a 2.5, I'd be taking the under probably, because San Diego ain't scoring much. Let's look at Pivetta earned runs 3, but you did have a 0 against Washington, who's been pretty hot with the bats here recently. So I'm not liking this game. Nothing. You see, there's no value. Nothing's really standing out, screaming, take a side. You see this, right? Sanchez versus San Diego historically. Now we're looking for batter props. This is what we do this part for, batter props, to see if anything stands out. We want at least double-digit at bats, at least ideally, with high numbers to go with. But Iglesias looks good. 3 for 5 is nothing. That's not enough data. Yeah, he has a home run and a 1.6. That means nothing to me. So lefties for San Diego, there you go. Righties, I showed lefty righty because most of you care. I don't care too much unless you see a team where it's just like all red, kind of like this, where you have very little green. Like, okay, Philly's not the best against righties. That just means they prefer lefties. That doesn't mean they're not good. Like, we got a lot of 293, 276. You gotta look kind of close at it. And we got Pivetta versus Philly historically. Anybody rake? That's the main thing. Like Bryce Harper, 11 at bats, 364, 2 homers, 4 ribbies, and a 1.5. That's pretty decent. We could rock with that for a hitter prop. We could look. But he just came back, so I'm a little skeptical on him. I might want to leave him alone for a little bit. And then we see down here, Kepler's got a 429 with a home run too, but I need more data. I need more. So let's go look at Harper. Let me show you the Harper stuff. That way we can kind of teach a little bit that too. So I sort my last 5 and I see both teams we see are below average or just average at hitting. It's the point where nobody is actually popping off except for Bryson Scott, who's over 1.5, and I don't care about him. I'm looking for Harper, who is not even on this damn list. Where the hell is he at? He's way down here, ain't he? He way down here. So see, that's already a bad sign. 20% on hits, just a hit. That means, yeah, you're 1 for 5, buddy. And then, yeah, you can see he is only 40%. We don't want to touch that. We want 70 or higher. Just seven. That ain't value. That's no value. So yeah, there's potential, plenty of unders in this game you can take, but I personally don't want to do that. So I'm just going to show this one more time. Enjoy if you want to. I'm passing. Next. Let's move on to the next one. And for those wondering how my bankroll works, I'm a straight better. If I do a parlay, it's usually a money line parlay. I might have a fun like little lotto I throw out there for like the members. Like we joke about it, and I put out there like I'll put like $5-10 on it. Nothing crazy. But usually it's 1% of that sports bankroll for every game, no matter what it is. Whatever I bet, if I have 10 bets, it's gonna be 1% per game of that bankroll. Every sport has a different bankroll size because I have more confidence in certain sports. Like I'm more confident in baseball than I am WNBA right now because I'm new at WNBA. I'm still learning, so I don't know the players like I know in baseball. And football is even higher because I know the players even more there. Does that make sense? Cool. Moving on. Trying to teach apparently today. And I'm teaching mood. So moving on to game 3. All right, St. Louis and Pittsburgh loaded up 165 for Pittsburgh is crushing recently, are they not? I said they do good yesterday. They did. I left them alone. I said I need one game. I saw what I needed to see. 7.5 our total. Hell, they might hit that by themselves. They've hit it 4 in a row now by themselves. So Pittsburgh, amazing. St. Louis, there's a lot of red again. We don't like that red. 22nd hit average, 16, 21st hits, not good. Both teams don't walk. Yeah. Pittsburgh, the Pirates, doing big things around here. Let's go see who's pitching today. Is it Skeens Day? Oh, I haven't seen Skeens in a minute. It might be Skeens Day. That's bats. What am I doing? I want pitchers. That right there. Yes, it is Skeens Day. Yes. Pittsburgh 165 on the money line. You got Paul Skeens, one of the top pitchers in the league, and this offense who's absolutely cooking, and they're at home. Pittsburgh money line all damn day. Like I'm going to go ahead and start a money line parlay just because of that. PIT. I almost want to put the Yankees in the parlay, but man, I might do it. I'm going to type them in there. I'm tempted. We're going to fake Austin hard. I'm putting them in there, but if they lose, I'm going to redo it probably with like a nighttime parlay. I'm just going to roll the dice. Man. Definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. That's betting on the Yankees money line, apparently. Let's see. Skiing strikeouts is 6.5. St. Louis is 4th in strikeouts. Now, is one of those like, yeah, can he hit it? Absolutely, he could. Like Wheeler yesterday didn't have the numbers against San Diego, who's number 1 in strikeouts. He still hit the number because he's so damn good. But it was a little sweaty. Be honest, it was a little sweaty. But he was on his game. 4th, yeah. 4th, let's look. You want to see it. Skeens outs is always a good one too if you ever get a hold of it. We got to look at Palante to select his earned runs. So Skeens had a kind of a rough game last time. Only 4 strikeouts. Look at the earned runs. We faded him last time. I faded him and it worked out great. I took the Milwaukee offense. I said Milwaukee money line first 5 in this game. And I was right. This was the game against Jacob, the rookie. It was a great game. Great game to see. Then we pop over here. We see Palante, his earned runs. What you been up to, buddy? You've been 2.8. Skeens is at 1.4. I still think Skeens is better. He had a rough day. He has a rough day. It can happen. Skeens versus St. Louis history. Nolan has 14 at-bats, 357, 1 home run, 2 ribbies, and a 1.0. Pretty good stats against somebody. That's enough, almost enough for a batter prop. I still like the Pittsburgh money line better. Just saying. So we got that. And then you got something that's absolutely struggle. 0-for-7 for Newbar. Just, We go over here, St. Louis against righties, Pittsburgh against righties, Palante versus Pittsburgh. A little bit of success, but not much data. 0-for-6 for Gonzalez. Somebody's got to suck. Bart's 0-for-5. Oh, 118 for Reynolds. But he has the only 2 times he hit the ball, it went really far. Damn. All right. Cool. Let's go. I know my play. I'm going to trust Skeens. Like, this is 2025. Yeah, he occasionally gets popped for some runs. Yeah, against St. Louis. Oh, hold up. Let's go to head-to-head. Okay, so he faced him at home. Literally, it was the second and third start of the season, but he still got tagged for 5 against St. Louis. That's a little fishy. I might still roll dice. I might roll it because it was 5-3. Pittsburgh doesn't have the offense they do now because remember, the Pittsburgh offense is so good right now. Look at that. Look at them doing work. 306 is a team. You know how hard it is to be a team to be in the top 2? That's everybody coming together and doing their work. 10.6 hits per game on average, 5.9 RBIs. They're stranded dudes on base. They could have a lot more runs. They could be scoring like 7 or 8 runs a game right now, but they're just they're not used to it. They're not used to it. So I'm going to go Pittsburgh money line. We're going to keep it simple. We're going to keep it real simple. We're going to go Pittsburgh money line. I'll probably put them in the money line parlay. Probably. I have a list going, so we'll see. And let's move on to the next one. All right, moving on. Game number 4 is going to be Minnesota and the streaking Miami Marlins. Yes, that team has 7 wins in a row now. Did you know that? Yeah, you do. Now they're underdogs at home to Minnesota. I think the hell not. I don't care. I see some people are focused strictly on lines, and I look at them somewhat. I put a little bit into it, but sorry, people are just going to be looking at names. This is a bet strictly on people are going to see, oh, Miami sucks, and they're going to bet against them. That's what they're thinking, right? Because look at this. 7 in a row. The bats are crushing. Minnesota's struggling with the bats. 25th in average ain't going to get it done unless you pop out. And this isn't indicative of pop out. I just can't see it. Miami's been popping out. Let's go look at pitching. Obviously matters more than anything, but let's take a look and see who's pitching in this one. It is going to be, give me somebody good. Joe Ryan versus Cabrera. Joe Ryan has been, well, let's look at his earned runs. Cabrera's better. He hasn't given up 3 runs in 5 straight. And man, this is going to be an underdog Miami play. At home too. You can get Miami plus 1.5 at -138. You could just take the money line for plus 125 if you want. There's options in this bad boy. Let's load them both up. This is Cabrera's last 5 games. Averaging a 1.2. That's pretty damn good. 2025. He was started off rough, but he has been nasty his last 6-7 games. So head to head, he's faced him once. Only 1 run. That's good stuff. I love this. I got the offense, I got the home field, and I got the pitching so far because Joe Ryan's not this good, right? Yeah, he shut down Seattle, but he gave up 4. He's got a 2-2. This is a slight lean to Edward. 1.2 versus 2-2. I'm taking the 1.2 at home every time. Look at the matchup history. Cabrera versus Minnesota. Nothing really here. Nothing here, but a lot of zeros and a couple. There's a home run for Buxton, whatever. Righties versus Minnesota. They tend to like righties. That just means they suck against lefties. You know, these numbers aren't good. 212. Look at, you're highlighting 212s, highlighting 200s. That ain't good. Miami versus righties. There you go. And Ryan versus Miami, never faced him. That's good for Ryan, though. That's good for him. But I don't know what they see. I don't know what they expect in this one. I don't know what they're thinking. But you see all that information, and you're going to give me Miami plus 125 money line, and I can grab the 1.5 at 138. Or, yeah. Now, I know someone's going to call about, you're leaving value. But like, I trust these giant buildings in Vegas to know what they're doing. So somebody knows something that we can't see in the stats. So I'm going to play the smart and say Miami covers. So I'm going to go Miami plus 1.5. Now, could I take money line, put it in the money line parlay? Absolutely, I could. But I'm going to take 1.5 just to be safe. It usually works out when we take 1.5. It's beautiful stuff. So we take that next. All right, moving on. How we doing? We doing good? I know I'm moving kind of fast today, but maybe I'm not. I don't know. I'm talking fast. The coffee's kicked in strong today, and I'm loving it. Too much sleep, probably. We're moving on, though. We got money to make. It is Detroit, Washington time. That is a hell of a matchup so far. Okay. That is, where is it at? Down here. Detroit 150. We already had Scooby Day, so Scooby's done. Now it's 9.5. Offense galore in this one. Everything is cooking in this matchup. My God, everything's green. Okay, pitching. Who are the victims in this one? Because that's what you got to call them, because they might just be victims. Over. So far is my play. Trevor Williams, over hits allowed. Jack Flaherty, walks allowed. So they're both putting dudes on base 4 out of 5 games. Now, Flaherty's not giving up hits, and Williams ain't giving up walks, oddly enough. But they're doing the opposite. Either way, they're putting dudes on base. So we got to look at the earned runs, really. Got to look at the earned runs. Both teams aren't really striking out much, so I don't care about strikeout props. So far, I care about runs. Are you giving up at least 3 or 4 earned runs? 3 average for Mr. Williams and a 3.8 average for Mr. Flaherty, who's been kind of struggling the last few games. Yeah, so far combined that is a 6.8 right there. We are at 9.5 on our total. We just got to rely on the bats to do their thing. I think I'm going to trust the bats in this one. I'm going to trust the bats 100%. Let's go look at the matchup histories, see if there's any bats that really take off. So matchup, Williams, nothing here. Well, Baez has got 211 and 19 bats. I don't care. Detroit versus righties, there you go. Washington versus righties, there you go. And Flaherty versus Washington is 7 at bats. Bell, $172 with 29. Trash. Terrible. You need to get better, dude. What is this? Nasty. Yeah, nothing stands out there. So yeah, I'm going to trust the pitchers who have both been shown they can give up 3 or 4 earned runs. Yeah, Williams, he's had a good little stretch, but he 3.13 on the season, last 10, 3.1. Valerity's been kind of struggling here recently. Yep. We're going to take that over. Oh, I know it's 9.5. 9.5 is a little juicy. It is. It's plus 105. But we're going to go for it. Over 9.5. And why? Because we're going to trust the numbers. The offenses are crushing. They're combining for 12.2 runs total in the last 10 games. So we're going to trust that. Next. All right, moving on. We're going A's in Tampa. That was a fun one yesterday. It was a wild game. A's won that 164, I believe it was. Today we have Tampa 158 with an 8.5 total. Let's look over here. Numbers still crushing for the Tampa A's. They're doing a little bit better, but still not great. They got 6 runs, but man. Let's go look at pitching. Let's go look over here. Who is going out there for the pitchers today? Today is Baz for Tampa, I know. Yeah, I didn't know it was Springs, but I knew Baz was going out there. I saw that. We want earned runs. We want earned runs. Anything else down? We'll see. Shane Baz is not a strikeout guy, and he has not given up 6 hits in 5 straight games. That's good against the A's, who cannot hit the ball. They're 27th. I might take Baz under hits. Holy shit, that might be a play. You can't hit the ball, and you don't give up hits. What? How are you not giving up hits? Earned runs, you've been pretty decent. 2.2. What's your hits looking like? Oh, that is a nice little difference. 5.5 with a 3.6 average. And to back it up, we have the 27th ranked A's, who are currently 6.9 hits per game. Love this play. Absolutely love it. Could he give up 6 or 7 hits? Absolutely, he could. The one time he faced him last year, he gave up 3. Yeah, last 10. Yeah, he gave up a few. Philly, Miami, who's hot. Houston, it happens occasionally. But yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm absolutely taking this. But let's look at the matchups. Baz versus history, nothing really there. He hasn't faced him much. That's good for Baz. Righties versus the A's versus righties. There you go. Tampa versus lefties. There you go. And then Springs versus Tampa. Nothing there. I think I gotta go strictly for Baz because the last 5. This is what you've been doing the last month. That's why I do 5 on pitching. It's literally your last month. So that's nasty. It's KC, Detroit. Bats we just saw are super hot. The Mets, this is before they got cold. Boston, and who knows what it could have been for Boston, Texas too. So, and A's are down there, probably worse than all these teams. Maybe not worse than KC, but they're down there, which is right where they need to be. Baz under 5.5 hits, which is going to be a minus 130 play, I'm guessing. 150. All right, whatever. I'm taking it. Yep, beautiful play. Baz under 5.5 hits allowed. Next. All right, let's move on to game number 7. It's going to be Cincinnati and Boston. Red. Look at all the red. Currently, it is a pick'em with a 10.5 total. Who is pitching in this one? My God, that's a high total. All right, and with average bats, it's got to be somebody garbage. How could Pat is Burns going back out there again today? He was so bad yesterday, so bad. I would still take that strikeout prop every day of the week. After we saw in the first game what he did against the Yankees, I would absolutely. Boston strikes out too much. I would still take it. It's just they got to him. What can you do? It happens. So. You say, you laugh it off, say, whatever, you move on. That's why we straight bet. One play doesn't kill you, and one bet doesn't make you either. So, but over the course of the week, the day, the month, it grows slowly. That's what we want. It works out nicely. Singer going against Richard Fitz. Okay, well, Fitz earned runs. Singer, 3.5. Has Singer been that bad? I don't care about Tanner Hawk Tua. Stop telling me about him. Okay, Richard Fitz says, okay, we got to pop over here and look at Richard Fitz again. We did this last time he pitched. We got to find out exactly what he's been doing recently because I'm not too entirely sure. So let's go over here to this screen so we can load it up. So there's Mr. Fitz. You can see what he does. He is he's 0-3, but he has started the last 5 games now. Yeah, so he just doesn't pitch that much at all. So he just recently, so he missed like a month and a half right here. There's your difference. So we can use this. Okay, that's good. So he's been he gave a 5 to the Angels and 2 to the Angels. So other than the Angels, he ain't really faced nobody. So now he's facing the Reds, who are average. So, and then we got Mr. Singer, who earned runs, has been good until he faced New York, who gave up. It's still good. It's 4. Let's go matchups. This is a weird one. Why is it 10.5? Fitz has never faced Cincy, so nothing there. Cincy versus righties, they do pretty well against righties. That's some good high 2s, low 3s, good stuff. Boston versus righties, Singer versus Boston. Load them up, look at the numbers, and nothing there. Something's afoot with this one. What could it be? I don't know. I really don't know. Um, yeah, he got robbed by the Angels a little bit, but he shut down Milwaukee. It was only 3 innings. The Angels, he pitched. Yeah, I didn't notice this. Look, 1 inning, he gave up 5 earned runs. 4 innings, 2 earned runs. I mean, but he did shut down. That doesn't count. This is the start of the season. This is a Milwaukee three. Don't if something's fishy with this one. There's nothing really screaming to take anything. How's Singer strikeouts? Let's go look at that. That's another thing I go look at. Strikeouts for Brady. Yeah, that might be a play. We are going against Boston. Now, if he doesn't get tagged for 6 runs, maybe he gets the strikeouts. We're basically doing the same prop we took yesterday, different pitcher. Because he had 7 and 9 against St. Louis and the Yankees. This is literally following the exact same trend as Chase yesterday. Dude had a bunch of strikeouts against the Yankees. Now he's facing Boston on the road. Let's go for it. Whoa, 133. Let's bump that bad boy down. Give me. Ooh, that's a juicy line. But I'm okay with it. Anything under 200 is fine for my risk. Your risk might be a little different. Everyone's risk is different. To me, anything under 200, I'm okay with a straight bet on. So, because minus 200 is half your money. That's fine. It's also a much higher chance for it to hit too. So, 4.5. It's a 5-4 and a 4.5. Now that doesn't even fall into my that puts me right at a line where I'm like, do we do it? Do we do it? 136 at ProfitX, DraftKings, Prize Picks. Man, options galore in this one. What do we do in this one? All right, the smart thing is nothing. The smart thing is nothing, and sometimes you need to listen to that part of your brain that tells you don't do it, and something's telling me don't do it. Something telling me that yeah, he might get them strikeouts, but he also might give up like 6 runs in the first inning. We might have a repeat of yesterday. There's a 10.5 line for a reason. So let's be smart. No play. Move on next. All right, where are we going next? We're going to New York, Milwaukee, and the Mets. Oh my God. Oh, the Mets have been struggling here recently. You just got swept by Pittsburgh, and you let them just pop off and shut you down too. It wasn't even like there was not even a close game in that series. It was 3 belt 2 asses. That's what it was. So now we move on, and we have there it is. Milwaukee is a dog on the road again. Weird. 8.5. Huh. Interesting. I might have a parlay of just like the weird ones, like Miami, Milwaukee. Dude, do I trust Milwaukee? I have to trust. Look at the bats. Look at the numbers. Mason, the numbers. This is what they mean. They mean they're good. It's just they collapsed. It was Sunday. Can we blame Sunday for that loss? I think we can, because weird shit happens on Sundays in baseball. So, anywho, we see they're good and everything. There's so many logos. Let's go over here and pop over and look at the pitchers. And it is going to be Brewers and Mets. And who's going out there? Peralta versus Clay Holmes. We got to look at the earned runs because nothing. Peralta strikeouts against the Mets. Mets are 16th. Don't care about that. We'll look, though, before I swap to earned runs. That's a strikeouts. 6.4 on a 5.5. Not bad. Not bad. You could take that. I'm going earned runs. 2 is your line. And 1.8. So you're about the same in pitching. So no advantage there. Clear advantage with the bats for Milwaukee. Mets have a home field advantage, which isn't much, but still, in baseball, it's not that big a deal. But it matters a little bit. Travel, fatigue, all that adds up. Clay Holmes, Milwaukee, historically, nothing really there. Righties versus Milwaukee, Mets versus righties, Peralta versus Mets, and Peralta has shut the Mets down historically. My God, he owns them. He is doing good. Even like Soto's 1 for 10, but the one he hit went far. So, all right. So Peralta does well against the Mets. So, yeah, I gotta go. I'm going Milwaukee. I'm taking that Milwaukee plus. I'm going plus because I can get a plus 1.5. Yeah, I'm going for it. I don't care. We're going Milwaukee plus 1.5. We're doing it. I'm not taking the money line. They might lose by 1. I'm doing it. I'm taking Milwaukee. Something's fishy. The bats are hot for Milwaukee. The Mets are struggling. You got swept by the Pirates. Show me you can win a game. Show me. I'm taking Milwaukee. Here's your numbers one more again. There you go. Next. Can't believe I did it. I bet the Yankees basically, and I bet Milwaukee. And when I started the video saying I would never do that, I'd throw on a break. I still did it. Sometimes you just can't leave. I swear. Oh man, moving on. Angels and Braves. That's a funky little matchup. All right, cool. Who we got? Braves 169.5. This was a weird matchup. I guess because the A versus A. I don't know. Either way, Angels are doing better at the bats. You can clearly see they're getting more runs, a lot more runs, almost double their runs. Damn. Number 10 RBIs. They both strike out a ton, which is nothing new. Let's go look at the pitchers in this one. See who we got. Get rid of you two. Load up the Bravos right there. And we see is Mr. Anderson versus Didier. I still can't say that man's name. You know who it is. Fuentes. Fuentes is going out there. And then earn runs over from Mr. Anderson. Hits over. Braves, how are you earn runs? You're 26 in runs, so we don't like that. How are you at hits? You are 20th in hits. We don't like that. Strikeouts, you don't strike many people out, so we'll start with this. Earned runs 4 and 6. Your 2 games have been not good. Now you're facing the Angels, who are teeing off. They got 5.9 runs, so we're gonna fade you probably to the point where Angels plus 1.5. Are we really doing another plus? Wow, missed and oh my God, 3.8 over. That's my next thought. Over. 9.5 is our over. Nice. Let's look at the. You never face them, obviously. Angels versus righties. There you go. They love them some righties. Atlanta versus lefties. Damn, Atlanta kind of sucks against lefties, except for a couple spots. They are not good. Anderson versus Atlanta. Anybody tee off? Nah, there's a home run for Verdugo. Outside of that, nothing. Albies has 6 at bats and 3 home runs. He loves facing this man. Literally, it's Dinger Tuesday. Put Albies on your list. Just put him on there. You might need to watch that because that is ridiculous. Wow. Wowie, wow. All right, you see the numbers. You see both pitchers. Yeah, you did good against Boston, but other than that, you have not been great. I'm just going to go straight over in this one. I don't trust you at all. I think the Angels are going to tee off on you for at least 4 or 5 runs easily, maybe 6 or 7. I think the Braves are going to get some off Anderson. Hell, Albies might have himself 2 home run day. Who knows? I'm going over, though. We're going over 9.5. This is where everything points. We follow the numbers. Next. Moving on from Atlanta, we're going over to the Cubbies versus Cleveland. My God, Cleveland, what are you doing? Cleveland's rough. Chicago, 174, 7.5 is our total. We look at this, we see, see how bad they are? They're batting a $191 as a team in the last 10 games. That is just, wow. I can't believe that one. That is rough. 29th in runs, 30th in hits. They cannot do anything. They've lost 4 in a row. You see how everything lines up. There you go. So let's pop over to the pitchers. Load them up. There we go. We want Cubs. It's got to be Cubs all day, right? Yeah, give me a decent pitching. Nothing. Okay, it's Boyd versus Gavin. Boyd's at 1.5. That tells you a lot right there. Gavin's at 2.5. Boyd, how you been doing the last 5 games? 1.2. That's all I need to see. Cubs all day. Hell, I could take Cubs 1.5 probably. Wouldn't feel bad about it. Gavin's 1.6. They're both pretty good at pitching, so we're going to not take the 1.5. If he was bad, I would take it, but Boyd versus Cleveland historically. Now, Ramirez does have 30 at-bats, 333 with 3 homers and a 1.0 with 5 ribbies. Not bad. You could take a batter prop if you want. I'd like the Cubs money line better to the point I'm going to take that instead, and they're at home. Yeah, good stuff. Let's look at the other side. Lefties for Cleveland. There you go. Chicago versus righties. There you go. And Gavin versus Chicago. There's your stuff. Nothing too crazy. So options galore if you want. If you want to take some bets, probably. But yeah, but I said these are pretty equal, and then we're just literally going to fade this team. And we fade the bats. If you can't hit the ball, you can't score, you can't win. I'm going to take Chicago on the money line. Next, moving on from the Cubbies, we go to Baltimore and Texas. Baltimore got the beautiful money line for us yesterday in extras. Hey, whatever it takes, win the game. So today, Texas is minus 200, basically 7.5. Why is Texas such a big favorite when they can't hit the ball? They're batting 211, 7.6 hits. That ain't good. They're getting runs because they're just taking advantage of their walks. But Baltimore's doing better with the bats. They've won 2 in a row now. They're 5-5. Okay, who's pitching? Who is pitching? That matters more than anything. Pitching. All rails, ranges, load them up. Oh, it's the Grom Day. That makes all the sense. Dude has been crazy good this year. So, yeah. And you're sending out Brandon Young, who, that's a bullpen. You can tell from the stats, this is a bullpen game. So, 4 innings. Yes. Let's go look. Do I have any other stats on you, good sir, Mr. Young? Let's take a look. Follow me. Come with me. Brandon Young, he's a start. He's 0-2 with 7.11 ERA with 11 Ks, 1.97. You've pitched in 3 games. You've started all 3 games, April, and then June. You have been roughed up every time. So, yeah. Only problem is I don't trust Texas's bats. DeGrom might be good. I don't know if I trust. I know Young's not the best, but I don't trust their bats. Yeah, this is a game that could easily be like 3-2. It could be Texas wins by 10. Hell, Texas could still lose this game. Who knows? This is one of those weird ones I don't want to touch because, you see it. Let's go look at the matchups. Let's look at this. DeGrom versus Baltimore historically. He owns Baltimore too. My God. If the Texas was average bats, I would say sure. But come on now. Come on now. Baltimore versus righties. Texas versus righties. There you go. Young. He's actually faced them. And you see Young does have a home run and 2 at bats. So he has faced them before. So when did he face? Yeah, he faced them literally. They faced each other literally last time out. He faced them literally last week on the 25th of June. So that makes a lot more sense. How did DeGrom do in his last time? Oh, he shut down Baltimore in a 7-0 win. Yeah, and that was at Baltimore. Now it's at Texas. Everything points to Texas. Everything points to Texas except the bats, which can I really trust the team? I think I have to. I think I have to trust Texas. Oh man. Oh man. Man, oh man. That's rough. That's rough. But it's 200. That's a little too juicy. I'm trying to lower my juice down to like 175-ish. But 200 right at 200 is there's no bat prop I could really take either. So I don't like this. I don't like it. I'm passing. You can take it if you want. Maybe throw in a parlay. I know most of you will, but hey, I'm passing on it. Next. All right, let's move on. We got Houston and Colorado. What the? Oh my God. Oh, you'll see in a second. Ooh. Houston 175, 11 and a half star total. Look at this. Look at the bats. They're 7-3. Houston is, but the bats are just terrible recently. And Colorado's bats are not good either. They used to be great, but now they have fallen off hard. So let's go look at the pitchers. Who do we have in this one? We have good pitching. If we have good pitching, it's going to be a really weird day in Colorado. But under if he played potentially. Colton Gordon versus Chase Dollander. All right, so Gordon 2.5, Dollander 3.5. That doesn't tell me much. Gordon is at 1.8 in the last 5, which is pretty nasty. And Dollander's at 3. So we have 4.8 average and an 11.5 line. I don't like the bullpens that much to give up that many runs. Man. And the bats you see are not doing well. This is not looking good already. This is kind of a shit game, let's be honest. Dollander versus Houston, there you go. Houston versus righties, there's your stats. Colorado versus lefties. And Colton. Okay, so both pitchers have never faced a deuce, so that's good for the pitching too. So pitching good, batting bad. Under 11.5 seems like the play to me, but are we about to take an under in Coors Field? That feels dirty. That feels so wrong. I'm doing it. I gotta go. We have we have a 4.8 average from these two. We're both pitching great, and then we have the bats that can't hit anything. And then all of a sudden, yeah, under. And then I'm rocking with the 11.5 with some juice on the under, by the way. So yeah, let's do it. I might regret it, but guess what? We're going for it. Under 11.5. We're following the numbers, and the numbers all point this way. So under, type 11.5. Weird, I know. Next. All right, moving on. KC and Seattle. Big difference here too. I'm loving this slate today, to be honest. It's kind of it feels like a good day is going to happen. Hopefully a good day. Based on what we have, there's some strong plays out here. Seattle 135, 8.5 is our total. Go to the spreadsheet, we see our numbers. Again, Seattle way better with bats overall. No question there. So we go over the props. Who's pitching? That's what matters most. Average pitching, it's the Seattle money line all damn day in this one. So what do we have? Nope, this one. Royals Mariners, we have Emerson Hancock going up against Michael Lorenz, and let's open up both these earned runs because nothing's standing out except for Hancock walks, which both teams don't walk that much, so I'm not too worried about. So we need earned runs for both. Let's start with Lorenzen. That's the main thing we're looking at. Lorenzen is at 3.6 in the last 5. Now that 7 is doing some heavy lifting, but there's a 4 and a 3, so that's kind of close. Then we got 2.8 here, so statistically, Seattle has a better pitcher. Yeah, that 9, you take away that Cubs game, and all of a sudden, he is just amazing. So, okay, matchup. Hancock versus Royals history. Bobby's got a home run and 3 at-bats, but that's about it. Nothing else really. Righties for KC, there you go. Seattle versus righties, there you go. And Lorenzen versus Seattle. And there are your stats as well. So, yeah, I say there's a slight lean for Seattle on the pitching because I'll take 4 great games and 1 bad game versus 4 average games and 1 bad game. Does that make sense? Cool. So I would say Seattle has a better pitcher statistically slightly. Bats wise, we know Seattle's better clearly with the bats. Big Dumper out there doing big things out there. So yeah, he's coming for that. He's coming for them 60 home runs. I think he might get there. The way he's hitting, who knows? And then also they're at home. So Seattle 135 on the money line. At home, gimme. Seattle next. All right, moving on. We have 2 games left. Man, this day's flying by already. San Fran to Arizona. Arizona's a 130 with a 9.5 total. Let's go over the sheet, see our numbers. Arizona heavy. I love the fact we got bad versus good matchups this series. This is some good stuff overall. So let's see. Yep, 3-9, 15-9. Yep, good stuff. Everything looks good. We go over the player props. We see the numbers and load up the pictures. And do we have it right here? There. We got Zach Gallen versus Hayden Birdsong. So we're going to go straight for the earn runs on this one, just to take a look, because I'm already leaning Arizona. But then Arizona's giving up runs. I just realized it was there. Oh, okay. San Fran can hit the ball. They're 22nd in runs, 29th in hits. He gives up hits. I don't care about that. We got to see how he does historically versus San Fran, too. So let's look at that head-to-head for him right quick. Like, ooh, 4.2 for you was per Hayden. 3.4 over potentially. 9.5 over, maybe. Let's see, got versus, oh, that's a lot of green. Not many, no, sometimes. How are you over 16 against somebody? How? You're like a good player too. Diamonds, how are you over 16 with a 059 OPS? That is wild. Over 5, over 6. That's madness. That's almost as bad as Renfro. We took when he was over 22. We took his under hits and a hit. I might do it. Sometimes you just suck against somebody, and this might be the man to take. Let's go look. We gotta go do it. We gotta do it for the memes. We gotta do it. So we gotta come down to Arizona. We gotta go bang. We gotta go. Tell me you're doing bad too. There you are. Found you. Let's see how you've been doing, buddy. Tell me you suck. Hits. 50%. Oh, does he get a hit? His hits over is minus 200 today. Do they not know he's over 16? What's his alt? Under 1.5. Under 1 is this. What's his HRR under? HRR under is looking at 115. I mean, he's over 16 against the man. So that means he'll probably get one at bat versus bullpen, maybe 2 if he's lucky. But then most likely he's going to get this. But then again, these 2 dudes have kind of sucked recently too. So let's keep it real. Let's keep it a buck. They have both not been too good on the bats. I kind of lean over. I think this is a game San Fran can actually pop off some runs, because if they're going to do anything, it's going to be against Zach. Oh yeah, we got to look at Zach's history overall. We got to go head to head. Of course, he's got a bat. Not a great game, a great game. This is all last year too, so that doesn't help me none. I kind of want to do this under just for funsies, and I kind of still want to take the over because I think the pitchers both kind of suck. Look, they're not good. Last 10. That's his last 10. Oh my God, look at all the runs. Hey, what's your last 10 looking like, buddy? Half of them were last year though, so 2025 is 2.86. What's your 2025 looking like? 3.65. You're just not good. Oh my God. Over. Let's go for it. I'm going for it. I'm going for it. Over, was it 9.5? Yeah, it's 9.5 for a reason. We go over 9.5 next. All right, let's move on to the last one, which is kind of hilarious. When I see White Sox at Dodgers, my instant reaction is thinking back to last year when the Pirates hit the Dodgers and people were just betting just minus 400 money lines, and the Dodgers lost 2 of those games. I think it was the Pirates. I think it was last year. Maybe it was the year before. Either way, you know what I'm saying. Dodgers are 325 on the money line today, and the White Sox won a couple games. They got a 2-game win streak going. Look at the numbers, 8.5. Let's go to the sheet. We see the numbers. Yeah, the Dodgers bats are better though. White Sox got a couple wins now, given they were facing San Fran, so it was pretty easy to get a win over them. But hey, whatever, because San Fran is struggling. But hey, whatever. It still leads Dodgers, obviously, but 325 is pricey. It's so pricey. Let's look at the pitching. Let's see why it's so pricey. Other than the name on the chest, there's got to be another reason, right? You assume. One would think, but I don't know. Shane Smith gives up a lot of walks. Yamamoto, 3.5 hits. That's it for Yamamoto. Come on, dude. That's so low. So low. Yeah, well, yeah. See, now I'm torn because they're 26 in hits. But Yamamoto is he's been bad at hits outside of this one game against Colorado. They expect him to go out there and pitch a gem. He only averaged 3.9 on the season, which is actually pretty good. Let's look at the matchups. This might be a pass. I can't take 325. I'm damn sure not checking Dodgers 1.5. I'm not doing it. So Yamamoto's never faced the White Sox, which is good for Yamamoto. Less they face, the more they don't see things, better for the pitcher. Righties, there you go. There's your stats. Dodgers versus righties. Shane Smith versus Dodgers. Never faced them either. So we have two pitchers new against their opponents. Yamamoto hits absolutely not. Let's look at earned runs. How have you been doing? You've been better. You're at a 2.4. Shane Smith, what are you at, buddy? I didn't even open you up. Let's take a look. Shane Smith, are you at 2.4 better? Earned runs, you are at 2.8. So it's technically the pitching is about equal, but let's be real. If you had to pick, you're picking Yamamoto 10 times out of 10. So we have a slight lean for the bats, and they're at home. I say slight. They have a pretty average lean, and they're at home. The pitching's about the same. The line is way too damn high. It's just the prices are too damn high. I can't justify it. We're gonna pass. We're not gonna do it. I'm getting those vibes where they might lose a game for some silly reason. Everybody freaks out and they're like, "Oh, the book's cleaned up today." This will be one of them. This will be a game that they would clean up on. So we're gonna pass on that. Now let's go back. We're already at the spreadsheet. That's fine. Let me load up this. So what we're gonna do is I am gonna do a mainline parlay. I don't do many, but today feels like a day to do one, so we will. And I'm going to put things in it that I probably will regret later. That's how it works usually. So that's why I don't like parlays. They're fun to chase, I get it, but see, this is how I do parlays. I do my straight bets first. Straight bet is your 40 hours of work week. The parlay is the weekend. You get to have a little fun on the weekend. You don't go crazy, but you got to work to enjoy the weekend. That's how I do things. So parlays are my weekend. So in there, of all the games I took, how am I going to do this? Well, we're going to go through and make a list real quick and just kind of roll through each one and see if we want to put them in a parlay. So let's start at the top. Yankees. We're fading Gausman heavy today because of his history. Yes, I will put the Yankees as a suggestion. Am I taking him? We'll see. We'll see. I don't really want to, but we might. San Diego Phillies absolute pass. Garbage. I don't want none of that game. I have Pittsburgh as a potential yes. We have Miami, Minnesota. I have Miami. I'm already taking Miami plus 1.5. I might as well put Miami in the damn thing. So, yeah, that would make sense, wouldn't it? Just go ahead and throw Miami in there. I think it would. So, yeah, Miami, sure. Let's throw them in there as well. They're hot. They're at home. Absolutely. Washington, Detroit. No, both teams are good. Not a chance. Tampa A's. Tampa potentially yes as well. That's a yes we could easily take. So let me throw Tampa in there. Because the bats and the pitching matchups, I got Baz going under hits, which means they should easily probably cover that game. Boston, Cincy. What do I got in this one? Nothing. It's a straight pass anyways. From there, we go Mets and Milwaukee. I got Milwaukee. Sadly, I know we got Milwaukee. Do I have them on this list? I do not. Let's add them to the list. It's a big ass parlay so far. From there, we got Atlanta and the Angels. I kind of lean the Angels 1.5, but I think I have the over. I do have the over. What do we got here? We got Cubbies and Cleveland. Clearly, we're fading Cleveland, so Chicago's a money line potential as well. Texas, Baltimore, leave that game alone. I want nothing to do with that game. Rado, Houston, I got the under. Disgusting. Seattle, I got them in there, so there's another potential. So we could go that one. Man, so many options. SEA line. I have 7 potential in a parlay. And then last, we have San Fran, Arizona, which I'm kind of like, yeah, I'm not taking a side. And then I'm leaving this damn game alone. So that gives me 7 options. That gives me Yankees, Pittsburgh, Cubs, Seattle, Miami, Tampa, Milwaukee. The smart thing is to take out the 2 that piss me off the most, which is going to be Milwaukee and New York. That leaves me 5. That leaves me Pittsburgh, Cubs, Seattle, Miami, Tampa. Do we do it? Do we do it? Or do we just go balls to the wall and leave all 7? That's another question. Do we do all balls to the wall? That might be the move for real, though. For real. Because I might just do that. So I think I'm going to do it. I'm going to leave all 4. Why not? YOLO, right? You only live once. And what, if I lose, I might take a second one without Yankees and Milwaukee just for safety. Just for safety. You never know what happens out there. So, yeah, that's how we're going to do it. We're going to combine. We're going to do a 7-game money line parlay. Why not? Let's have fun. So let's go back up. That's only 1%. Only 1%. I don't know what Bad Boys are going to pay, but hopefully it pays good. So tomorrow is Wednesday, which means Wednesday, which means we have day games. A little bit of day games. Only 3. Not many to pick from. Anybody good pitching? Let's look. Jansen Junk's going out there. All right. Mackenzie Gore strikeouts. Ooh, undecided. Ugh. Anybody else? And, the Rook's out there for going against the Mets. Oh my God. That's not good. Oh man, we got some fun ones. So Appreciate being here. Drop a like, subscribe, check out the HQ if you want the plays in a typed out list. That's your recap. Or if you want access to the spreadsheet so you can do your own research. Other than that, check out Outlier for the props. You get a week free. Go check it out. Let me know in the comments any questions you have, because some of you have questions. Ask them away. Just put anything down there. So I appreciate you being here, and I will see you tomorrow on Wednesday for some more MLB. Thanks.